Thank you, Father Rector, for that wonderful introduction and history of Don Bosco and taking us through all the journey of all these guys sitting here. So I'm here now to take you through the Don Bosco Past Pupil Association, our activities, the reason why we are conducting Converge 2024 here. This is DBPPA, Don Bosco Past Pupil Association, EGMO. Yeah, DBPPA was formed in 1997. The batch of 1965, they used to meet regularly, and after some time they decided that there should be a formal association formed. So in 1997, the batch of 1965 came together and made an informal group, which was the start of the DBPPA. Since 1997, the various office bearers, the presidents, they had to go for door-to-door campaign to get members to the association. And since then, it's grown from strength to strength, getting more members on board, interacting and doing more events with the school, culminating into 2014, DB Converge 2014, which was a large event attended by almost 800 to 900 alumni from various parts of the world. Since then, various other activities have happened, and the association has progressed since then. We are a part of the Salesian World Federation. We've got a formal structure to the association. Don Bosco, at its headquarters in Rome, has the Past Pupil Association World Federation, and below that we have the various countries, and under each country there are various provinces. So we come under the Chennai province, and we are directed, and we have certain statutes which are circulated by the World Federation, which we are supposed to follow. Having said that, 90% of Don Bosco schools are not as privileged as Don Bosco EGMO. They don't have a very formal structure to them, so they follow whatever comes from the Salesian world body. But Don Bosco EGMO, we have formed an association of members. Societies has been formed, and we have our own AGM in which we decide what actions have to be taken. Now it's a very formal structure. The activities are informal and more to engage past people and take the association forward. So the office bearers are there in the association for four-year period. Every 4 years there's an election. It's not very fiercely contested. There may be about 10 or 15 guys who come to the AGMs. At times we'll have to call and say, hey guys, come on, we need guys to come and participate in the association. So at times we have to call guys to come and become members. So it's not very fiercely competitive. We hardly have any elections per se. We formally conduct the AGM and then have the elections. Normally whoever turns up to the, or whoever submits the nomination gets elected automatically. So last year we had vacancies, not last year, the last elections we had vacancies for 13 office members. You can see this is the current executive committee, and our term finishes in 2025. Now we are searching for the next set of leaders, and we are sure that we'll find a few of you here. So just to tell you, so it's a very informal structure. There's nothing great in terms of there is no power struggle here. We rather have a lot of difficulty getting people to come and help us. So it's a very straightforward setup. So these are some of the activities which we do. Primarily, we try to engage the past people in various activities. The reason why we do that, I'll explain to you as we go forward. We very closely collaborate with the school. I should thank the school, Father Rector, Father Principal, and the school setup. Almost every month we have an activity in school. And sometimes when we go to the school and we say, Father Principal, next week we want to do croaker, or next month we want to do croaker. Then he'll say, hey, you are doing too many events here. The school itself is not doing this many events in the school. You are taking too much of our time. But having said that, they are very accommodative. Because of that, we are able to repeatedly go back to school. It brings back a lot of memories to the guys who participate. It's a great value which is there. And once again, thanks to Father Rector for all the support he has given and the rest of the school management. We do various social initiatives. I'll take you through some of them. And we attend to teachers' requirements. We support teachers whenever they are in need. Whenever we come to know about any help that teachers need, Mrs. Abraham was unwell a couple of years back, and you know our teachers, they are very hesitant to ask for help. We have to keep going to them and telling and requesting them, please tell us if you have any difficulty, let us know. So, just to say, tell about a case of Mrs. Abraham. She was very unwell. Most of you know she's a widow, and she has some family who is supporting her. She is living in an old age home. It's a good old age home. We visited her in Kottayam. It's a good place. She has an attendee. She has a separate small house for herself. No problems with that at all. Everything is well taken care of. But she was unwell, so she needed some immediate money for her operation. Then we made an estimate. Just to tell the Don Bosco Connect that we made an estimate, and then we put out a request. We have a batch representative group, WhatsApp group, where we have 2 representatives from each batch in Chennai. So any information comes, we put it out there. And then we had an estimate of say 5 or 6 lakhs to be required for the operation. And then she was admitted in Believers Hospital in Kottayam. We tried to find out who's there in Connect, DB Connect. And it so happened the director of Believers, like CMC Vellore director as well. He was a director at Believers for the 90 batch, Philip Finney. So he could go and personally take care of her. And to raise the money, it just took us 3 to 4 days. We put out a request for 7 lakhs and we raised 14 lakhs in 3 days. And that was and the rest the association is not directly involved in the collection of money. It directly goes to the teacher's account or the beneficiary's account. So that's the strength of Don Bosco, not only the money to give her the comfort of treatment, we are there everywhere. So the reason why we want to connect with all of you is, as we grow this network, we will be able to do much more. There was another instance when Master Hridayaraj was very unwell. Same, he was in Wilbur Hospital in Chennai, and same, he had a lot of requirement. He was fighting cancer. And again, a lot of our past people are working in Wilbur. We invest money for his treatment. So we have been able to do a lot of good through our connect, through the Don Bosco Connect. Here are some of our activities. Just to take you through one of the major events we did in the major activity we did in the immediate past. To talk about how much we can do as a group. So here in this image, you will see Dr. Subhash, who is here in this center here. Dr. Subhash from the 88 batch. So this was the heights of the COVID second wave Delta. There are absolutely no rooms available or beds available anywhere in the city. So then Subhash was talking to his friends, not only the Don Bosco alumni, was talking to his friends, how can we create some space? He says, I just want to get beds so that I can put people and treat them. So he was trying to get a large hall where he could put say 30, 40 or 50 beds and get patients to come, and he wanted to give the treatment. So he reached out to us as well. We asked the school if they can give the space. So that discussion was going on. Not only that, he had to raise money for giving this treatment. It so happened at that time, the government of Tamil Nadu also approached the school saying that, hey, we are having a lot of problem now, we really need the schools also to pitch in. So can you give your school as a center for COVID care? So this was an opportunity. We went back and spoke with Dr. Subhash. We had a presentation with the corporation, and it was decided that Don Bosco Egmore would become a COVID care center. So from the time it was decided to the time it became a COVID care center was 72 hours. I'll show you some images. If you see the classroom, you will really think that it's a real-time hospital. So this is Don Bosco Egmore. This is our corridor where you see the nurses walking, and this is the classrooms. If you see this, you would think it's a hospital. So that's the amount of work which went in just those 2 days to convert this school into a hospital. How we were different was all the doctors, all the 18 doctors who worked were all Don Bosco Pass people. All volunteers for the time. All the funds were raised by Subhash and his friends. Some of them are here. Prakash is here. So he reached out his friends in US, Prakash and Pradeep, Murli, my brother Ajit. When we started the center, we didn't have any money with us. Without any money in the kitty, we took up a project which was that time estimated to be 80 lakhs. We had to run the center for 2 months. So we started off, and all the activities we do at the Pass People Association are self-funded. We don't take any money from the existing funds from the association. Whatever we do, we either do it through sponsorships or we raise money for each event we do. So when we started off on day 0, we had absolutely no money. As we progressed, we got support from the US guys here, and then they routed the money through an idea of channel. They were also so impressed with the project that for every 1 rupee or every 2 rupees we gave them to send to India, Don Bosco Foundation, they gave 1 rupee of their own. And then Pass People in Chennai contributed. And in say 15 days, we raised 60 lakhs for this project, all through the Don Bosco network. So the difference on this project was all the doctors, all the infrastructure, all the expenses, everything was paid by the Don Bosco alumni. And it was the best COVID care center in Tamil Nadu which was operated. Temporary COVID care center operated. So the reason why I explained this so much in detail is when one person with one idea and just supported by say 510 of the Don Bosco alumni, the amount of difference we could make is so huge and substantial. The reason why we are doing all this is to connect all of you and make sure that we can do much more. So that's the request here, thanks to all who participated in this. We had a lot of other sponsors as well. Girish Ramdas is here. He was one of the sponsors for the COVID Care Center. Sonal Reddy is here. He was another sponsor, and many others who supported this program. So we do a lot of other fun activities, not only all the serious stuff. Every month we have some sort of sport or some sort of things that keep us engaged. You'll find all the activities which we do at the PPA either on a Facebook page or we have this half-yearly Roots magazine. Definitely you should have a look at it. I'll just take you through one of the magazines just to give you a flavor of what sort of activities happen at the Pass People Association. So we have this half-yearly Roots magazine which captures various interesting material. Some from past, we have some write-ups, we have some notes from various past people, something from the fathers. Should I operate? Yeah, this is one of the down memory lane written by one of our past people of the 68 batch. Fathers, their messages for each of these magazines. Then the message from our secretary is not here, he didn't have his visa, so he couldn't come. So this is one of the outreach activity which happens every year. This year also it's happening on 29th of October. We call all the night school children, 250, 300 of them. We do a movie show in our auditorium. We convert the auditorium into a movie movie theatre. And then we have one of our good friends from the 83 batch, Sanjay Wadhwa, gives most recent movies at a very discounted price which we played. We have many others who support in terms of doing popcorn, juices, all that, so that's an absolutely free program for the children. And then after that, ending with fireworks and dinner. Then we do this cycling event. All these events are just to get the guys to come to school and spend some time, have breakfast or have dinner and spend some nice time. So this is the cycling event which we do in the name of Kalve Dinesh, who was one of the past presidents who passed away. He's from the 86 batch. And then this again, during Christmas celebrations, we reached out to various schools around us. This was one of the events where we got the distinguished doctors from Don Bosco Egmore to come and speak to the students. It was a very well-received program by the students. We had a lot of 12 eminent doctors who participated. Dr. Suresh, Kurian Joseph, Raja, Sudhir, and all of them doing very well for themselves. I really have to appreciate our doctors here. All of them are extremely busy. Just on the first call and to tell them that we have such an event, please come and participate. Every one of them did take a minute to decide. They said, yes, it's a Don Bosco event, we will be there. So that's the sort of love and affection they have for the school. You see in this, Sanjay Cherian was inaugurating his own school that day, and the governor of Pondicherry was to come and do the inauguration at 10:30, but our event was at 9:30. He was there in the event till 10:30, and he told his dad, you go and take care of the school inauguration. So that's the amount of affection and love our past people have for the school, and they really respond to all our requests. This is a carnival we do every year. We get a lot of past people to come and music, and we get a lot of teachers to attend. We do a couple of events a year where we get all our teachers to come. We do a quiz event by Nawab Asif Ali, who's also a past people. It's just an event to get the teachers and fathers to come and spend time with us and have dinner. This carnival as well, they well attended. We get a lot of underprivileged students to come. We convert the school into a carnival atmosphere. We visit our teachers whenever we get a chance, whenever they have any need. Ms. Nichols was unwell, she had some heart issue, and then we visited her. This is Afsal visiting Mrs. Hughes in Australia. She was also unwell. This is again during Christmas. Marialaya is a school is a home for destitute girl children. We visit them and we reach out to them as well. Whenever we get noted alumni who come to Chennai, we get them to come to school or address the past pupil. This is MRR who's coming here tomorrow. He was there in Chennai, and then we had a brief session with the past pupil. Then Master Daniel passed away. That's a very sad news. I'm sure most of you would have heard of it. Again, engaging the immediate past people in various activities. This is Kroger. You see the world champion, sixth time or seventh time, I forget. Yeah. Every year they win. So they are from the 1990 batch, very good sportsmen. They will play very well. So this is one of the most well-received programs. Vijay himself has come a couple of times to encourage the guys. Almost 200 of them participate. It's a very colorful event in school. Everybody having jerseys, t-shirts. It's really fun time in school when we play croquet. Equally, cricket also is popular. About 100 to 250 guys turn up to school, and we have some good time, good competition, good fights. And one year we had to play in the rains under floodlights. It was raining so much, but the guys were still playing, so all the school memories were back. Then other promotions, then awards, whenever any past pupil is recognized, we capture that and we present them in the magazine. These are various get-togethers which each batch has. They share the photos and we publish it in the magazine. So yeah. So that's all about our activities. So that's the DBPPA for you. We are here at Converge. So it's all about having some fun and a good time and seeing how we can do much more for our community and the larger community at large. Thanks guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for